Welcome to the Clock Tower. I'm Brandon here with Colton, and today we are previewing the Data Live list that we did earlier this week. This is the Yoshino build, and we are playing against RWBY 8 Standby. So, kind of going into this, really wanting to highlight what Data Live looks like post-ban list, and the potential that we have with this coming out.
Yeah, obviously data looks very different post-ban list, and if you're still trying to make 8 Standby work, there are a couple of different ways to approach it. And I think that we've talked about this, kind of at length, at least off camera, that we both think that the Yoshino is the way to go. So,
for 3.
3's good.
Especially going into a standby meta, we have a lot of things you can do with the Yoshino that really forces your opponent to play around it and allows you to kind of force them to change up their gameplay, right? I think it disrupts their gameplay style the most, so they can't play the way they would want to play.
Yeah.
With Yoshino, and I think that that's going to help give you an advantage in that game and allow you to keep your standby going forward.
Yeah, I'm going to play the Ironwood, but I'm not going to use his effect. I don't really think he has anything that helps me right here. I'm going to swing with the Pyrrha for 2.
Cancels.
And then here for 2.
Yep. Where to clock that?
Yeah, the RWBY list that I'm running is pretty similar to what we had on the channel a while back. Made a few changes, most notably definitely added the runner, and we added the drop search for a little bit more consistent search access. It's something that the list definitely lacked, was selective fixing.
It actually doesn't matter because I'm going to push you too high anyway with what I have. So we're going to play this one down, give this one the 1,000, or okay. Yeah, 1,500 power. So it sits at 3k cross turn. And play this one, add and drop it. And slam standby. With that, we are going to swing here first for 3.
Cancel on 2.
Good. Front here next for 2.
Cancel on 1. Okay.
Yeah, front 2.
Okay. When this gets reversed,
let you do your
top check 3, do the Rize. We'll add the Ironwood and ditch an Ironwood. And then this will pop to memory.
Mm-hmm.
All right, draw. Clock, draw 2. Now we have a decision to make.
Right? I was really hoping to keep you at 0. But at the same time, I'm like...
You'd more or less given up on that.
Well, yeah, I had given up on it because I knew I was going to trigger some soul. So I'm like, okay, if I'm
Yeah.
going to be triggering soul anyway, there's no way I could keep you outside of Ricky range.
Sure, sure.
So I decided to kind of just try to push damage as much as I could. And then when you cancel everything, that made my life a whole lot easier. Because I was able to get the stock that I wanted and keep you at 0. Yeah, my biggest one's 3K with the Katori.
Yeah, the
Coterie.
challenge for me now is like it's super tempting to pass turn right here, right? Like I could just pass turn and be like, no, I'm going to 1 first. But you're gonna stick a lot of damage if I do that. Because I did just cancel 3 times in a row, so I'm not very well compressed at all. So I at least need to block. I need to keep you from having direct lanes of damage, so we're gonna drop 1. Look at the top. It is a 3. So we can salvage anything. Gonna salvage this one. No ditch to draw, though.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go get another Pyrrha. We'll play the Pyrrha on board. Because you're honestly not very big in any lane.
Yeah, this is
That
one
one's
of my
what?
big lane. 3K.
Yeah, I don't love pushing here, but I think it's what must be done. We'll swing. Wow. Okay. 4-2 in standby.
And I cancel.
Oh, man. Passing just got a whole lot more tempting. It just got a lot more tempting to try to pass this. Just take the -2 because we both know I'm going to 1 next turn if I pass here. Yeah, I mean I'm leaving this alive no matter what I do. So yeah, we'll just pass.
Interesting.
We'll just pass here and see what happens.
Draw 1. Move that forward. Yeah.
Draws into the second Ricky. Nope, he's gonna brainstorm. Never mind.
Brainstorm there.
I don't think you can win all 3 lanes here.
Not as I am now, no.
Right, unless you, of course, you add power.
You live another day.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. Yoshino doesn't play a whole lot into your level 1 game. It's really that level 2
Yeah.
game when Yoshino becomes super effective here.
Yeah.
Side.
Yep. One's good. We made it to level 1 first, but at what cost?
That is the question of the day. For 1.
1 is good. When it gets reversed, top check 3. We'll... I guess we'll add the Weiss. I think it makes a huge difference at that point. And then we'll just drop the Weiss because we don't need it. And then we'll send this to memory. All right. Draw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. After all that,
right?
now we can actually, play a card game.
Hmm.
So how big is this? This is 7.5,
Yep,
right?
7-5.
Okay. Funny, I'm also 7.5.
Right?
I'm gonna see if you have backup in hand. I'm gonna see if you have it. So I don't know if you have it, but we're gonna find out. Okay.
Okay. I will.
So how real quick, how big is your board? I'm assuming something in terms of power numbers.
7-5 with the 1-1. Yoshino is 3-5, and then 1K in the middle.
Okay. All right. We'll swing here. For standby. Of course we will swing for standby.
As we always.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and
All
this
right.
actually makes a big difference here too.
Oh my goodness. It's gonna be for 2. I mean, yeah, just like don't overthink it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
So it's gonna be for 2.
Okay.
I lose the brainstorm power,
Yeah.
obviously, so like this isn't gonna be bigger anymore. But I don't know how much I care. Gonna be honest. I don't know how much I care. We'll crash this
Mm-hmm.
for 2.
Okay, deck.
Okay, all right. And we'll side for 0 for stock for 0. All right. Have fun with that, I guess.
Okay. This one's going.
I'm just bound and determined to make your standby climaxes useless as possible.
Okay. Well, we brainstorm here. Mill 4.
I definitely forgot to draw a ditch on this. Oops.
No.
Not that it matters, I don't think, but
You may. It's a may effect. You're good.
yeah.
I actually had to look over. I'm like, oh, okay. What now?
I have not played RWBY, I don't think, since I was making the video, so
Oh man.
forgive me
No, you're fine.
for my misplays. They are many. 8 standby versus 8 standby. It's everyone's favorite.
The big problem I have here is this bomb in the middle, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that.
It's not ideal.
It is not. With that in mind, I play down this one. I give this
Okay.
one the power, so it's now at 3K.
Yeah. So that'll trigger the bomb over here. That makes
so
sense.
I can get rid of the bomb with a 0
Mm-hmm.
to be able to do that. Yoshino in the open lane.
Yeah.
And then I just have this
Yep.
7-5 over here on the end, which is a slightly more problematic. But it's fine. Generically. I lose the bomb there. I think I just go with this. Unfortunately.
Okay.
I think getting rid of the bomb is more important on my end.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So we are going to... We're going to swing here first. What's your for 2?
Okay. 2's good.
And then your bomb reverses it, so it's reversed.
Yep.
Okay. We swing here next for 2.
2's good.
Okay. Man, you're only out 4 climaxes in waiting room. I'm gonna front.
Okay.
Like you try to pay the hand size, you're gonna save it. It was the last one. Of course it was. Okay. Still sticks.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Um,
But I am going to encore it.
okay.
Right?
When this goes to waiting room.
No, I don't save it. Because it's not going
Okay.
to matter. Yoshino's pretty well.
Okay.
Not going to help here because I have an open lane.
Yeah, I can put another Pyrrha into memory.
Yep.
When that Pyrrha dies, that goes away. I'm going to pay 3 to save the bomb. Yeah, I don't like it either. Yeah.
Let's see.
We are going to drop
the
climax in question. We're going to bring this into our backstage because the effect still takes place.
It does.
Pay 2. Yeah. When this is placed on stage by the effect, I can pay the cost. Yep. So I will stand it. And I will pay 1 and move the standby from there into waiting room. And I will shuffle back 4.
Sure. Yeah. Let's eat some damage. What 4 would you like? Right, you get to pick, I assume.
Yeah, I do. We're actually going to stick hopefully we're going to stick some of this in your clock.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go with the 3 2/2s. Because you having that, or worst case scenario, it like gets stuck in your hand, right? You'll draw into it, which makes it harder for you to deal with, at least. Because I think you can get it from, I think you're out of zeros. That's the thing, and zeros are your primary discard outlet, and I think you're out of zeros because you had to play them to stay at 0. So I'm gonna take that chance. We'll put the 3 2/2s in there. And we will put. Are there just the 3 2/2s? Let's put. Yeah, let's put one of the blue zeros in there as well.
Okay.
Okay, so now do you want to pay the 1 and move the Yoshino at all?
That is a great question. I don't think I do. No.
Okay. All right, let's do this. We're going to swing here for 2.
Let's level blue.
Swing here for 4.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Refresh point.
And then I'll refresh real quick before I swing. And then the swing here is going to be for empty standby, because of course it is.
Cancels.
Okay.
Send first waiting room, stand all. Draw 1. Well, with that in mind, clock. Level.
Welcome to level 2.
Hey! Welcome.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Right? Let's move that up for a second. And play this one down. See what we get. Oh, Ricky. That sounds fun. Throw that away. Oh.
I definitely forgot to use the top check effect on the RWBY, which is a bummer. But it is what it is.
That's fair.
So the RWBYs are only 8.5. They're not very big.
Sure. That's less the problem.
Right.
Um,
Just gonna start hard playing 2/2s.
About that. 3 of my 2/2s are in the waiting room, Colton.
Huh, wonder how they got there.
Right? I wonder.
I didn't think I was gonna push you all the way into 2. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think... I thought you had one left in deck. But I think I forgot that you triggered one.
Do I actually go for the hard play 2/2? That feels awful.
It does feel awful, but that might be necessary.
It really is, in this, unfortunately.
You also do have the stock for it.
I do. It's the only thing I have going for me at the moment. So I'm going to top check 2 and rearrange. Because I think that's important.
Oh, even better, you're going to drop salvage a 2/2 to hard play it. Even better.
Mm-hmm.
That's spicy right there.
Okay.
All right. Well, there's a standby trigger in there somewhere. I think you moved it to the. I mean, like you moved it to the second attack.
I really hope I did. I should have. Did I? Yeah. Okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure I did that.
Sure. That's one of the things with like online clients. Like you are allowed to double check. These aren't physical objects that you're moving around. All right, so he's gonna hard play the 2/2.
I'm gonna hard play the 2/2. I'm giving him the 1,000 power to this one from the drop salvage.
Okay.
So I'm actually bigger than that, or tied with it rather. But
fair enough.
Okay. Put that back there. Hard play the 2/2.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not dirty at all. I'm gonna switch these around. Right? No. It doesn't actually. Yes. No.
I mean, whatever you crash in this first attack is what you're gonna replace with the standby trigger. So.
Yeah, which is I'm just trying to debate which lane do I want it in. I don't think it actually matters.
Probably not.
No, it doesn't. I'm trying to figure. I just want to make sure I do the right lane first. You don't have any punishment for on reverse stuff.
Right.
So.
I mean, I don't think really anybody does anymore.
Well, I just want to make sure I'm playing this right. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I know what I'm doing. Stand by.
Yep.
I'm going to bring in the back row.
Okay.
Here.
Makes sense.
So when I front here for 2 at 2/5.
2's good.
Come reversed. And then I play this correctly and crash here for 2. And then I stand by the icy tail here. And then front here at 12.
Yep.
For 2.
2's good.
Okay.
All right.
I forgo the 1 lane, but I have 2 lanes that are actually decently powerful. The middle lane is only 11.
Okay.
And then the icy tail is 12/5.
Okay. I'm going to pitch one. I'm going to reveal. It's 3. I can go get a 3 from my waiting room.
Fun fact: the Yoshino kind of came into play. You put your Pure in the back row to kind of
Oh, yeah. Oh,
play around it.
100%. No, it definitely did. Yeah. No, the Yoshino is still terrifying. There's no way around the fact that the Yoshino is still one of the most terrifying profiles in this entire card game. I will drop the RWBY in, which does heal me 1. Yeah, I'm honestly just doing my best over here. With the RWBY stuff. This is not something that I spent a ton of time with, so I'm not going to pretend that I really know what I'm doing with this. Okay. All right, so we can deal 3 and clock kick this.
Yeah, that's the one downside with this top end Ruby. Like, yeah, as much as like, hey, I just got 12-5 power finally on board. You're like, it doesn't matter. I don't care about power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And this is what? You said 11 right now? Okay.
So your 11-5 right now is bigger than mine.
You know what? I think this might be the play, actually. Because that would push that to... Okay. All right. And we'll drop the Iona. I'll choose this and give it 2,000.
Sure.
So that should be 14, which I don't think you run the 3,000 punch. Maybe you do. We will find out. I blink one of yours, but I don't think it matters really.
Yeah, none of them have any cross turn power at the moment.
Yeah. And then we'll do this. All right. Let's play some cards. I will rest this. Yep. Making sure that it's because it's on play, you rest this.
Yep.
And I have the memory condition, so deal 3 and then clock kick this.
Yep.
Cool. And then that makes this smaller.
Yep. So now you're 4K bigger.
Right, so now we'll swing here for 3.
Sure.
And then here for standby. Because of course.
Right.
I think that might be the play. Oh shoot! I forgot to top check again. I could have avoided this. Man, in the hands of a good player, RWBY is actually really good. In the hands of someone who doesn't play RWBY, it's okay. I think that's the play actually, because that would push.
Some to 13 and.
Yeah,
13?
maybe 13. Yeah, that's pretty big. I think that's the play. So the swing will be for 4. We'll stand by. We'll drop this in.
Yeah, I cancel on 2.
Okay. I think that's the play. We'll find out if it was in fact the play.
Encore.
Okay.
Okay. Not gonna complain. Brainstorm. Yeah. So I get 3 cards now.
Yeah.
Okay. How do we want to close the game? You're out 4. What do I have access to?
Yeah, the Icy Tail might actually not work too well in this situation.
Yeah, that's essentially what I'm seeing here too. At this point, it's more of what do I want in hand. That one.
Sure, yeah.
Because you're about to peer at me again, and I'm not gonna deal with that.
Yeah, I don't think for a second I won't.
I know. That's why I'm grabbing that now. You better believe it. I don't think it actually matters here because it's just going to be discarded anyway.
I'm just saying you better leave 3 stock hanging for that.
I'm going to leave 3 stock, not to worry. Well, actually, I kind of worry a little bit now.
I think if anything, I think that might be the thing that takes the Icy Tail out of the equation. Like dropping 2 Kurimis here, right? If you have 2 of the 3 2 Kurimis.
I don't. I only have 1. The other one's in stock.
What does this thing do? I don't actually know.
On attack.
Oh, okay.
Reveal the top card if it's
basically on attack burn 1. Yeah, unless it's a climax. Fair enough.
Okay.
And you should be clean, so that will probably happen.
Okay. So because of my opponent and recognizing who my opponent is,
are you saying you've played this guy before?
No, I'm saying that because Pyrrha exists.
Oh, okay.
Actually, do you even have Pyrrha in Waiting Room? You do. Yeah, hands down, you do. Whatever. Of course you do. I'm going to do that just to get the 1, so that I will refresh on this turn. And well, why did I do that? No, stop that. That's in hand. So that way when Pyrrha comes back on the second time, that it's not going to be crazy damage on the swing.
Fair
so I'm
enough.
not going to leave you 1 card in deck and open lanes to swing into. No.
No, really? No, you're not gonna do that?
No.
Does that strike you as a bad idea?
Because you're bigger than I can get.
Am I?
Yeah, I'm only 12-5. I can get 14-5 in the middle. I can win 1 lane.
Okay, fair enough.
So I can encore the 2/2 to stay on field, but I still leave an open lane, and I'm not going to give you an open lane with Pyrrha combo at 1 card left in deck. That's not a climax. No,
fair enough.
Sir.
Fair enough.
That is not happening.
This whole matchup is just such nonsense.
I am going to throw a standby down.
Yes, as you should. I mean, you could also just, like, close the game here. Like, that's also very much in the realm of possibility.
Yeah, that is what I am going for. I am hoping to do that.
Fair enough.
But
all right, let's see it.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to be under in this lane on only 12.
Okay.
But on attack, reveal the top card is a character, so I burn 1.
1 is good.
And then swing for 2.
2 is also good.
Okay. Good. As it should be. I'm going to front here on attack. I'm going to ditch.
You are going to do the burn.
Ditch 2, burn 3.
Cancel on 3.
For 2.
Come on, deck. I just need one more.
Exactly, right?
Give me one more. One more stop, deck.
And then for 3.
Ah, it wasn't there.
That's why I'm like, if I can pull
yeah.
the climax with the burn 3, I could probably get the last 2 because of what your compression was.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think these two decks are definitely like on the same level. Like post banlist Dal and RWBY both feel very much like kind of in like if we're going off like with the community tier list kind of set as power levels, these both feel very tier 2 to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like RWBY 8 standby. I know that it's not as popular as some of the other RWBY stuff, but I think this is particularly powerful just because it can get those 2/2s on board, which honestly I didn't even utilize them to their full potential. I think that someone who is a better standby / RWBY player than me can take this shell and make it really oppressive. It just gets so big on board.
Mm-hmm. Well, and like for example, if the 3/2 wasn't the bottom card of my stock for the second Kirby, but I knew that going in, so I'm like, okay, what am I going to play around with it? I also happened to draw into it on this turn. Like I had tools and resources in this game to be able to get the cards I needed. For like to play on field. So like it was like even though you essentially pushed me up an entire level with that Pura combo.
Right.
Which is gross. Just throwing it out there.
Well, I think these two decks are like they're both very standard 8 standby.
Yeah.
Like they do what 8 standby does. They get big. You know, they have some kind of other gimmick to stick some damage, but most of their game plan is centered on I'm just going to be bigger on board. You know, who cares about hand size? I'm just going to dominate board and, you know, drain you of resources that way.
Well, the other side of the coin is they both have decompression tools, right? They both have this shuffle back mechanic that is very powerful, especially on small decks.
Yeah.
Like we saw how RWBY was able to essentially stick 7 because of that combo.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a couple of weeks since the ban list dropped. I know you've been playing a lot with post ban list Dal to see like where it is in terms of power level and stuff. I know how I feel about it, and like I think it's kind of pretty firmly in that morass of stuff that falls behind the top 3 decks, those being the 2 Mushoku Tensei lists and 8 standby slime. The jury's still out on 8 plussing MTI to me a little bit. I'm maybe not as sold on it now as I was 2 weeks ago, but we'll see how that goes like once we get through some more Springfest. But anyway, like those 3 have kind of we have said are probably the top 3 right now. Is this Dal post ban list in that kind of level 2, level 3 morass that we talked about, or do you think it can like still push a little bit, or do you think it's because I think we both agreed it was higher than where it ended up on the community tier list, but like how high would you like having had a couple more weeks to work with it and play with it? Where would you put 8 standby Data Live in that conversation?
It's really going to depend on the build and what you're playing into. Because there's so much right now at level 1 that can really mess with those 1/1s. So you really are trying to get to 1 first, and then on top of getting to 1 first, getting those 2/2s on field. Because especially at 1, most decks still have issues with the 2/2s and a counter. So that's why I lean more towards this Yoshino build. Is because that has that potential to keep those things, to help with those 2/2s and keep the 2/2s alive a little bit longer. Especially if you're able to stand by in the Yoshino. The Yoshino all of a sudden becomes a pay 1 encore for those 2/2s.
Yeah.
To be able to move them into the right lanes to keep them alive longer. Which pay 1 encore is significantly easier on Dal than character card discard, right? Those just for what it is. Cards in hand is very important, especially towards the end game of Dal. So being able to convert essentially stock into cards for one on field is very helpful. That being said, like you could have that same argument saying that just standby stuff into the backfield and it's not going to be as much of an issue. But I think Yoshino, just because it presents such a field menace to standby targets, that it has the biggest impact against the number of decks you're going to be facing.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So I think
it's the thing that really keeps it in standby matchups.
Yeah, like if it didn't have Yoshino, you'd be fine. You're still playing the power game, but at some point you're going to get scaled over. Like,
yeah,
it just is.
Yeah, you're going to lose the power game because Dal just isn't the biggest thing in terms of raw power numbers anymore.
I mean, realistically, look here at the top end. Like,
case in point.
Case in point here. Your RWBY board that doesn't really have a back row.
Yeah, no, I never got the back row together.
Is winning board which would have won board at 2. Like if you were able to get 2 pures into play at 2,
no, that's I agree, and I think that's the reason why like both you and I, like as much as that's why Dal is not top of the meta anymore. Like it's if we're talking about meta as being something that can consistently contend to win events, Dal's not there anymore because it loses that power game so badly now at levels 2 and 3 to other things that are bigger. Mushoku Tensei obviously being the key figure in that conversation, but even things like RWBY, which are pretty firmly tier 2 or tier 3 or however you divide up your tiers, like Dal is on that level, which is playable. It's fine, but it's not meta. Not in the way that, not in the way that it needs to be if it's going to really compete. But yeah, I think that this was a really good showcase of exactly what Dal's strengths and weaknesses are post-ban. We will be back on Tuesday with a Clock Talk. First Springfest event is done, so there will be some stuff to talk about. And, of course, there will be hopefully some new set announcements because on Friday night we're going to get that stream that we weren't able to talk about last time. So hopefully we'll have some announcements, some good news, hopefully on all fronts on Tuesday. On Thursday, we will have 5 cards, 5 minutes. We're going to wrap up Mushoku Tensei. The week after that, more Weiss 101 and some gameplay the following Thursday. So we will see you next time. Until next time, thank you so much for joining us. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and have a good one.